Why is African People's Convention blaming government for downplaying the commemorations of the late Robert Sobukwe? Would the APC consider merging with the PAC in honor of Robert Sobukwe? And why has the Standing Committee on Public Accounts resolved to work closely with the NPA? And what is Scopa's position on allegations of corruption in the Northwest Health Department? What time is it? It's question time. Khotsong, Kurula, Muraro, and welcome to the show. My name is Mpotsedu, live from Cape Town Parliament Studios. Tomorrow marks the 40th anniversary of the death of the founder of the PAC, Mangaliso Robert Sobukwe. Sobukwe died on 27 February 1978 at the Kimberley General Hospital, where he was banished by the Apartheid regime. Leader of the African People's Convention, Themba Godi, himself a former PAC member, says his party will continue to conduct Robert Sobukwe memorial lectures in various provinces to ensure that his teachings and legacy live forever. Tonight, Question Time is honored to be hosting the APC leader, Themba Godi. And perhaps, if time allows, we will also engage him on matters relating to Scopa, which is, of course, the chairperson, but we're talking Robert Sobukwe today. We are live, and like I said, we're live from Parliament here in Cape Town. And therefore, you can call us and air your views. The numbers to dial is 089-110-4210. If you're outside the borders, +2789-110-4210. Tweet us your comments. Our Twitter handle is @QuestionTime24. And a reminder that you can also stream us on our Facebook page, SABC News Online, and our YouTube channel, YouTube/SABC Digital News. And my guest, Themba Godi, is the president of the African People's Convention, and I welcome him to studio. Bagod, thank you very much for making time to talk to us, and we have also made time to come down to you here in Parliament. Sobukwe, not much has been said, not much has been done, and I say not much perhaps in comparison to other heroes of the other liberation movements. You talk Biko, you know that there's an immense memorabilia out there in his honor. You talk Madiba, same thing, Chris Hani, O.R. Tambo, Messi Sulu, and all that.
No, very true. And we in the APC have appreciated the fact that it is a function of the historical sectarianism that you have had in the liberation movement. And that as the APC, we have a responsibility to keep the name of Sobukwe high, and by force of example, ensure that the public, and especially the government of the day, if it's not the APC, is able to take notice and actually come to the realization that the narrative of the struggle will be incomplete unless people like Robert Sobukwe are also placed at the center of the historical narrative of where we come from as a people.
But who was the prof?
Well, that's a very fundamental question. Robert Sobukwe was born on the 5th of December 1924 in Graaff-Reinet. Distinguished himself at the University of Fort Hare as a student, brilliant orator, great intellectual, who, upon completion in 1949, went to teach in Mpumalanga in Standerton. After his expulsion, went to Wits. He was an active member of the ANC Youth League, who, together with his youth leaguers, left the African National Congress in 1958 to form the PAC. He is a man who took forward the ideas of Anton Lembede and A.P. Mda on PanAfricanism to a higher pedestal, who, by force of example, demonstrated what leadership is and actually forced this parliament in 1963 to pass a law specifically designed for him, which allowed government to keep him in prison after the expiry of his sentence, which was to be taken by a vote in Parliament every 12 months, which then saw him staying on Robben Island from 1963 up to 1969.
Okay. Now, when you talk Robert Sobukwe, I would suppose you're talking ideologues of some sort. And somehow, I'm tempted to say it then puts him, I guess, along the same pedestal with the Bikos of this world, where you would then say, in as much as black consciousness cannot be confined to one political organization, Pan-Africanism itself cannot be confined within the PAC.
Very true, and that is why we in the APC commemorate Sobukwe, because the ideas and the teaching, the philosophy of Pan-Africanism transcends any organization and is a leader whose leadership and impact on the country goes way, way beyond any individual organization. We are guided by his teachings. And I think when you go to our constitution, in our basic line, we actually articulate our recognition of A.P. Mda, Anton Lembede in the 40s, Sobukwe and Peter Aburoko in the 50s, and that we are a continuum of that line of thought. Now, ideology is very important because ideology is like a compass. It guides you. Now, when you don't have ideology, it means you don't have a vision. You don't know where you're going. And I think that is the greatest thing that Sobukwe has bequeathed us as a nation, a set of ideas that when we look at, assist us to understand where we come from, to understand where we are, and to be able to navigate the dynamism of life and the dynamism of politics as we interact with it on a daily basis.
Now, where then do you position Sobukwe 40 years after his death?
Look, if you read Sobukwe's writings, they are almost timeless. He said, as Africanists, we believe in one race, the human race, to which we all belong. Such a statement cannot be confined to time. He said, Africa for the Africans, Africans for humanity, humanity for God. It's a timeless statement. He said, our policies must flow from the logic of the African situation and in the long-term interests of the African millions. Now, he is a man who has laid the foundation, who has set the trajectory. It is for us on a day-to-day basis to walk in the direction of his pointing, which is put the interests of the people first and be guided by what is in the interests of the people.
Let's go to Secunda. Is it Jethro? Oh, Mujapelo, welcome. Has Mujapelo put us on hold? Mujapelo, you can't put us on hold. But please do give us a call. The numbers will be on your screen right now. As I said, we're coming to you live from Cape Town, and my guest today is the leader of the African People's Convention, the APC, Themba Godi himself. And indeed, let us take those calls from you. Tell us, what do you think? Do you think indeed justice is being done to the legacy of Robert Sobukwe, or is Sobukwe occupying his rightful place in the liberation history of our country? And we'll be taking those calls. Now, Themba, the sad part is that this great movement of Sobukwe, the Pan-Africanist movement, is in tatters today. You have one seat as the APC in Parliament. You have one seat of, I don't know which PAC that is in Parliament. Then you have Mloto somewhere in Joburg. You know, the Pan-Africanist movement is in tatters.
No, correct. But I think it is a situation that the APC is remedying. We have played a long and patient game because we had properly absorb the lessons from the history of the PAC. And we're now building an organization that would not repeat those mistakes. And we actually appreciate the fact that Sobukwe's position of being subservient in terms of how he's put in the public space is actually directly proportional to the position and level to which those who articulate his position are in. And it is therefore not useful to be shouting at government and everybody else that you don't recognize Sobukwe without those who believe in him demonstrating in practice that Sobukwe's ideas are positive, are genuine, and they are able to influence society.
Dr. Mlaba, you are in the Northwest. Welcome.
Hey, how are you, my brother?
I'm well. Thanks for the call.
Hello? Hello?
Dr. Mlaba, go ahead.
Hello? My name is Dr. Mlaba, I'm in Northwest.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead,
Hello?
Dr. Mlaba. Dr. Mlaba, go ahead.
Themba Godi, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
Hello? Hello?
We can hear you. Just
Hello?
ask your question.
I'm struggling to hear you. I'm not hearing you, my brother. But
No,
I want
it's
to speak
fine. You
about
don't have to
Sobukwe
hear us.
Saying Comrade God is working very hard to make sure that it makes a difference. Hello?
Yes, okay, Dadim Lawa, we heard you. Well, Dadim Lawa, they're saying he's quite happy that you are doing the best you can to make Sobukwe's name not to disappear in the face of.
No, true. Look, as the APC, we took a decision that every February is declared Sobukwe month, and what we do, we have rallies and memorial lectures in all the provinces.
Yes.
We've been doing this now for almost as long as the APC has existed. And even this year, we started in the Northwest, went to Gauteng, went to PE, KZN.
You were in Mpumalanga day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday, I was in Mpumalanga.
Yes.
But I was also the previous week in the Free State. I was also in KZN.
Yeah.
And my other leaders were in the other provinces. So we take these rallies to the most rural areas to ensure that we reach our people wherever they are.
Let's go to Limpopo. I didn't get the name very clearly, but welcome to Question Time. Witness, welcome. Okay. Can Witness hear me? Maybe let's use that strategy that we always use. Just put his name on the screen there. At least he will see that we are now talking to him.
Hello.
Witness, you are calling us from Limpopo. Go ahead.
Mpo?
Yes, I can hear you, Witness.
Mpo?
Yes.
Can you...
Witness, can you hear me?
I can't hear you well, but since you can hear me, let me ask you a question. The number is a different number. Hello?
Yes, Witness, what is your question?
First and foremost, I would like to agree with you that the Pan-Africanist movement of Ndade Sobukwe is in tatters. And secondly, I would like to agree that we need to do more to honor honorable men like Sobukwe who fought very well for our liberation. Then the question I have to Ndade Godi is what does he think needs to be done to honor the legacy of Ndade Sobukwe and to do away with a situation which brings the Pan-Africanist movement in tatters? What does he think can be done to deal away with such a crisis which the Pan-Africanist movement finds itself in?
Okay, thanks very much, Witness.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, I think in the first place, what we may need to do as a country, and I hope you can also assist, can somebody help us to get a video or even a voice recording of Sobukwe? because that we do not have in this country.
What are you saying? There's
None
no audio-visual
no audio
material.
recording of Sobukwe, even the recordings in court, his trial.
Yeah.
It is only the written piece, but the voice recording is just not there. I've never heard Sobukwe talking. So I think if we can just hear his voice, I think it can go a long way in contributing to raising his legacy. But on the second question about what may need to be done, I think some of our comrades are very much fixated with the name PAC and not with the ideas of Sobukwe, because Sobukwe's ideas don't have to exist in the PAC, because then that's very narrow and very backward in terms of thinking. What is important is that our people, through whatever vehicle, and I think the APC is positioning itself as that vehicle that represents a continuum from what Sobukwe has taught us, to take forward his ideas of Pan-Africanism and to ensure that in terms of how we exercise political leadership, we are informed and guided by his teaching, because thus far, none has come to surpass him in terms of developing ideas and also in terms of demonstrating leadership. And you can see the passing of the baton from him to Biko in terms of thinking, in terms of practice. And I think these two axes are the ones that could actually herald and lead us to true liberation, wherein the African people will be at the center of the political discourse, but also at the center of thinking and activity that takes the country forward, where our people are not just spectators, but they're actually the doers of what needs to be done to take the country forward.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we must talk about the land question. A reminder that indeed you can call us and air your views. The number to dial is 089-110-4210, and we're coming to you live from Parliament Studios here in Cape Town. Question time, we'll be right back. Please don't go away.
Making it out of the friend zone. Being complimented on your weave when you're not wearing one. When your washing machine gives you all your socks back.
With so many good deals at the Tops at Spar Surfest, you'll find any reason to celebrate. Buy a case of Castle Lager Handies for only $189.99. Only at the Tops at Spar Surfest.
Well, welcome back. You're still watching Question Time. My guest today is Themba Godi, is the president of the APC. Let's go to our line. Sandra, you're calling us from Johannesburg. Welcome.
Hello?
Yes, welcome, Sandra.
Yes, my name is Sandra Kodibani. I'm from Val. Yes, I'm from Val. What I would like to say, I'm the young person of PAC in good standing. I'm a PASMA member. I would like to hear the voice of Sobukwe, the record. Like, It's really painful not to hear him talking, because he was interviewed all over the world. But we can't get the voice of Sobukwe. We're really longing to hear him. Please, I don't know what we should do in order to hear our father. What I'm asking the government of SA, please, we need to hear Sobukwe's voice, Utatu Sobukwe's voice. Thank you very much.
Okay, Sandra, thank you very much. Well, I think this has to be a serious campaign which must really go beyond the confines of the Pan-Africanist movement, because indeed, well, we know and understand that the apartheid government wanted him not to be heard. You know, perhaps that's how they ensured that his ideas do not spread, but it is really of great concern that there's no audio-visual material.
It's almost like killing him a second time.
Yes.
Because you only have to appreciate the debates in the House when the Boers were saying, look, we can't release this man. He has a magnetic personality. He has a sense of mission. The forces that want to destroy us are looking for a star to guide them. And if we release him, we're done. So I think that will be part of the reason. But I do think that we would want to approach government.
Yeah, maybe the Department of Arts and Culture.
And say, how can they assist? And just have a project where we can at least be able to hear him. If we can't see him, if there's no video recording, but at least hear him talk to us and in his own words say to us, this is what I want.
Let's go to our lines. Let's go to Mtata. I don't know who it is, but welcome. Ndiphila konda konda nakuwe?
Ndiyaphila uthando zigqibo khahla uzigi apha eMthatha.
Enkosi siyabulela siqhibo.
All right. Owami umbuzo omncinci ndiyimemba yePASMA nam. I-challenge yam these icons we are still in prison. We're fighting for the liberation as a PAC. What is the APC saying regarding that? And what is the government saying about that? Because those people were fighting for the same freedom that we're enjoying today, but we're not getting them out of the prison. That means that this democracy we're having is selective. So I need a response kuye nguzigi Eastern Cape eMthatha.
Oh, lama goha e-apla zigi.
Yes, kanye lama goha e-apla because they are linked to the PAC and basesentrongweni nangoku. Yeah.
Ivakele bhutwam masiveke ukuba uThemba uthini ke ngalona.
Well, look, our position is that if there's anyone who is still in prison because of the fight for liberation, surely they don't deserve to be there. But I think, the Azanian People's Liberation Army, yes, we're part of it, but it remains an affiliate of the PAC. Too many cooks spoil the broth. And I think the lead role should be played by the PAC. If they need assistance, that's when we can assist. But we can't, on our own, initiate a program to say so and so should be released, because we equally need to be satisfied and verify that indeed these people, yes, they are APLA members, they are in prison because of liberation activities, not because of other personal issues.
Okay. Let's quickly go for I know my producers will want me to go into this now. Scopa issues. In the Northwest, there's a whole lot of Tlakansuki there. Surely, Scopa, you must be knocking on the Northwest.
Well, look, the provincial SCOPA in the Northwest is handling it.
Okay.
I'm also aware that the provincial SCOPA in the Free State has also been seeking to interact with me to say how do they handle Friede. So as national SCOPA, yes, we're always there to assist our comrades in the provinces whenever they have cases like this. I'm satisfied that the Northwest SCOPA is handling that matter very, very well.
So Can we get at least a commitment from you that nothing is going to be swept under the carpet? I mean, listening to what happened in the Northwest, I mean, a guy goes there, the whole HOD says, we forgot to write a report. What do you do as a civil servant if your job is not to write reports?
Yeah, no. We will ensure that nothing is swept under the carpet. Now and before and in the future, I think that Parliament here in Cape Town and in the provincial legislatures have dedicated themselves to ensuring that they are the lead organs in the fight for good governance.
So can we rest assured that at least in the name of Sobukwe, no corruption is going to be hidden?
In the name of the great Sobukwe, we will seek to do justice for our people and ensure that those who denigrate the contributions of people like Sobukwe by saving themselves and not saving their people are dealt with and have no place to run to.
Themba Godi, thank you very much for your time. And indeed, that was question time for today, coming to you live from Cape Town. We'll still be here even tomorrow. Please make sure that you join us. From me and the entire wonderful crew here in Cape Town Parliament, not Sea Point, Parliament crew, Have yourself a wonderful time.